Good morning. FightNGear here. Going to the range today to test a few and try to make some, get a couple of videos online. I've been running way behind in my videos. I apologize for that. I sure appreciate the people that watch me, subscribe to me. I ask that you check out my webpage, FightNGear.com. Fight, the letter N, gear.com. I make a great holster, cheap, simple, dependable, and I'd really appreciate it if you take a look at it. A lot of people selling holsters, but I think mine is as good as any on the market, and it's cheaper than most by a long shot. So anyway, we're going to do some reviews today. I have a regular shooting buddy, Greg, that shoots with me a lot. Most of the people that have seen a lot of my videos see him fairly regularly. He's a tremendous shooter, a better shooter than I am. And he's loaned me a couple of guns today to do reviews on, guns that up until this afternoon at the range I will have never shot. This is one of them. This may be one of the prettiest guns I believe ever made. I just checked the gun, it is clear. Let me turn on my light here, just to kind of help with this. This is the Sig P238, and it's very 1911-like in its construction and layout. It has the, as you can see, the 1911 style slide release. It has the 1911 style safety for the cocked and locked carry. It is a single action like the 1911. If you're a 1911 fan, this is the gun for you. I love 1911s. I don't carry a cocked and locked gun. That's because I've just over the years gotten out of the habit of it. It certainly does not scare me. I carried one for a long time. I mean, the 1911 platform obviously has been around 100 years. That's simple math. But I mean, it's just a tremendous platform, and this is a tremendous gun. It's beautiful, but in addition to that, I mean, Sig just makes nice stuff. They make very high quality guns. It's got a huge, just great set of sights, something that's very, very unusual in the, pocket 380 market anymore. Gorgeous wood grips. Beautiful. They use Allen screws. I mean, all the little touches are there. The frame's excellent. This, I believe they call this a rainbow finish, and it's just, I mean, it's just a gorgeous gun. I'm going to shut my light off, step back over to my desk. Like I say, it's a cocked and locked platform. It's not a particularly cheap gun, but then when you look at it, I mean, it shouldn't be. I mean, it's just, the fit and finish on it's just flawless. I'm going to start trying to do a little more in-depth reviews, and one of the things I'm going to start doing is the disassembly of the firearm and give some general ideas about it. But this is not my gun, and it's a pretty new gun, so I'm not going to take it apart. I don't want to scratch it, put a ding in it. I don't want to drop it on the floor or anything. I'm sure that this gun is as simple to disassemble as a 1911. Actually, probably more simple because it does not appear to have a barrel bushing, but rather it appears that the barrel locks up onto the slide, which would make it even simpler since there would not be a bushing to manipulate first. But anyway, like I said, on the guns that are mine, I'm going to start trying to do that for you. But on this one, I'm just not going to take it apart. It does have a... It has a very nice trigger. It has a slight amount of take up, and then actually I know Greg won't care if I dry fire this. Center fire guns, it does not hurt them to dry fire. Rim fire guns, you do not want to do it because the firing pin will bump against the barrel, although some of the newer ones like the SR22 are safe to dry fire. But anyway, the trigger, I'm going to take one more quick peek. Like I say, it's got a very slight amount of take up, and then it hits that solid resistance. And then I'd guess that trigger to be about 6 pounds. I'm going to get a trigger scale one of these days. I just never have. I'd say it's 5.5, 6 pounds, no creep. It's a really nice trigger. Actually, I'm not used to single action triggers anymore. That I may find that to be a little bit of a challenge for me, in that they are a very short pull, and if you shoot a lot of double action autos, it takes some getting used to go back to the single actions. I noticed that whenever I shoot my 1911s at the range, it actually takes me several rounds to acclimate to them because the trigger is so much shorter. But anyway, I'm going to go out to the range, shoot this. I'll have a few clips. You know, I'm going to shoot a round or two, not a lot because I've got several guns I want to test today. And then I'll come back and give you my thoughts on the gun a little more after I shoot it.
A little better. I'll tell you what, I always have it in my bag. I call it my
Gun's clear.
gun.
I'm going to walk down here. It's not bad. Not a bad group. Again, I think Greg could probably outshoot me with it, but
That's a Caltech P32, which is bracket.
I got, these are actually the first two before I really picked up a good sight picture, and this is the rest of it. There's some 22 rounds mixed in here. I'm running out of targets, but as you can see, pretty good. Again, I imagine Greg could come down here and outshoot me. It's his gun. That's the first time I've shot it. Like I said, the first two, I've been shooting double action guns all day, and this is a 1911 style single action short trigger. Not making excuses, but the first two went off before I had a sight picture. The next ones I tightened up considerably. The last three were pretty much touching. I'm pretty sure with about 5 or 6 mags through this, I could sit here and just jag out a hole with it. But I don't have that much 380 ammo left. I just wanted to shoot it. The reliability is great. I had a massive flinch on my first shot. There again, it went off before I expected it to, and it caused me to kind of tighten up. But it does show the huge differences between shooting a double action trigger all day and shooting a 1911 style gun. Anyway, phenomenal. The Sig238 shot flawless. I actually shot it a little more after the film. It's kind of getting used to the trigger. Man, it's a good shooting gun. It's also just flat out a beautiful gun. You know, I talked to Greg. He said it's an easy gun to disassemble. I figured that it was. I just don't want to try to take it apart because it's not mine. It's real pretty. It's real new. And so anyway, I don't want to do that. But man, this is a great gun. If you're a fan of a cocked and locked carry, which is the style of this gun, 1911 style. I had a Springfield Armory EMP for a while. It was cocked and locked. It didn't bother me a bit to carry it. I ended up trading it off. It was just a lot of money, and I had some other guns that I wanted, and I got a good trade out of it. So that's the only reason that I got rid of the EMP. It had nothing to do with the cocked and locked or the quality of the gun. This is, like I say, if you want a cocked and locked gun, this is a must-have in a small 380. The precision and everything, it's nothing like the old cheap, you know, Saturday Night Special type 380s. I mean, this thing is top drawer all the way from one end to the other. I mean, it's just, like I say, the fit, the finish, the workmanship, the looks, the shootability. It's as nice as an upper end 1911. It's just a whole lot smaller and a lot easier to carry. And like I say, I think you would be well pleased if that's the style of firearm that you want. It's a beautiful and very functional gun. I'm going to get off here, quit rambling. FightNGear.com. I appreciate if you like my videos, subscribe, check out my website, take a look at my holsters, my belts. I make a great holster. It's simple, it's cheap, it's reliable, it's durable. Horsehide, spring steel clips, Kydex. You know, you won't find a better belt anywhere at any price than you'll find on my website. $55 plus a little bit of shipping. $200 would be a bargain for the belt. I mean, I know that sounds like some late night infomercial, but it's double layer, it's super rigid. I've got a video or two on it. if you're thinking about carrying a gun, think about a good belt, and take a look at mine. You'll never regret it, and you'll probably never have to buy a belt as long as you live for concealed carry. I mean, you may need some fashion belts. You won't need to replace mine. It doesn't stretch. It doesn't sag. Anyway, thank you very much. Like I say, I sure appreciate your support. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos.